World Food Day 2021 will begin celebrated with the theme Our Actions Are Our Future, Better Production, Better Nutrition, a Better Environment, and a Better Life, sometimes in mid-October. In welcoming the celebration, which expects to be held virtually, our news team prepared a series of special news report that UN agencies, especially the Food and Agriculture Organization of the FAO, commits to continue supporting Laos with the Hand-in-Hand initiative, called HIHI. We talked to the Food and Agriculture Organizations of the United Nations representative in Laos, Mr. Nassar Hayat, who shares with us building a sustainable and green economic corridor for Laos, hand in hand with FAO. Details in the following special news report. The Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, with active support from Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, is spearheading an innovative initiative that envisions bringing together in governmental, private, and international partners to build a green growth economic corridor along the Laos-China Railway.
Better.
The aim is to capitalize on opportunities to uplift previously inaccessible communities and boost the economic development of the region.
Lao PDR is in a very unique position within this region. We have all the natural endowments, land, water, a very hard-working farming community, and most of our products are still very, very organic. Now, this is the opportunity that we see. With this comes in this historical moment when Lao PDR is going to become, or is already becoming, from a landlocked country to a land-linked country. We are going to have this high-speed Lao-China railway that connects Vientiane, which is on the border with Thailand, all the way to the border with China in the north. So this opportunity provides us to transport goods, services, as well as products, not only within the country, but beyond the country.
According to country representative of the Food and Agriculture Organization, or FAO, to Laos, Mr. Nassar Hayat, by reducing transport times and costs, the Laos-China Railway expands the access of Lao producers to regional and international markets. But even more importantly, it provides significant opportunities to develop multiple sectors of the Lao PDR economy and make sizable progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals and the 2030 Agenda.
And so this opportunity exists, and we need to take this opportunity to make life more comfortable, to improve the livelihoods and lives of the people in the country, especially the farming communities in far-off places.
To help Laos capitalize on the development opportunities along the Laos-China Railway, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, or FAO, has collaborated with the government of the Lao PDR to design a multi-sectorial, multi-partner strategic initiative called the Hand-in-Hand Initiative.
You must have heard about Hand-in-Hand Initiative in different places and in the newspapers. But simply, I can explain that Hand-in-Hand Initiative is a process of supporting the countries, the communities, and the farmers to achieve their potential, to arrest any deterioration wherever there is any negative growth, and to improve their profitability in different sectors and segments.
Centered on the FAO mandate to strengthen food production, rural development, and agriculture, the initiative envisions the development of an economic corridor along the railway to enhance the capacity of previously isolated communities to effectively and sustainably take advantage of the emerging opportunities afforded by the railway.
Now, how do we do that? We do that with improving connectivity with the market, the producers' connectivity with the market, improving the information availability. If something is selling good in Vientiane, the farmer producing in Long Prabang or Odamsai or another place needs to know what is the value of their product That's how they will produce better and they will produce more. And the third and most important thing is their capacity, the environment in which they produce the information, the training, the inputs, all these things to produce in a green, sustainable manner, to make more money, and to make these things, these products available to consumers not only in the country but beyond the country.
Mr. Nassar Hayat said that better connectivity along the Laos-China railway line will play a key role in changing the landscape for the Lao agriculture and forestry sector, boost livelihoods for farmers, expand the delivery of goods and services for consumers, and offer new investment opportunities for private sector investors. A 2020 World Bank study from Landlocked to Lanling, unlocking the potential of the Laos-China railway connectivity, has found that the railway is likely to reduce the transportation time and cost by an average of 30% to import or export commodities. The railway is also expected to expand accessibility to tourist destinations and agricultural production areas, providing opportunities for local products and services to participate in global supply chains. At the same time, expanded connectivity and access to international markets will bring significant risks and challenges by exposing Lao producers to a wider range of competitors.
Now, in terms of challenges, I would say there are a couple of challenges that we in this country face. One of the major challenges is the capacity of the farmers to produce for the market. So how do we tackle that? We tackle that with an enabling environment, with more capacity building, as well as with information sharing. And the second issue that I, as FAO representative, see in the country is the transportation mechanism, the linkage to the market. That is being resolved with this railway. So we have an opportunity, and we know what the challenges are, and together the Lao PDR government, especially the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, is working to address them.
The Hand-in-Hand initiative aims to minimize these risks by enhancing production, aligning agri-food systems to new market opportunities, and strengthening capacities of value chain actors, especially smallholder family farmers, to participate effectively in regional and international markets. Additionally, efforts need to be made to develop and improve road access for previously remote areas to the railway to strengthen the logistics services, border administration, and trade facilitation. The ultimate goal of the initiative in Laos is to contribute to eradicating poverty, hunger, and all forms of malnutrition and reduce inequalities without compromising the environment and sustainability in the use of natural resources, while leveraging the potential of green and sustainable agro-food systems.
Hand-in-Hand initiative is not a project. It's not one activity. It is a set of activities that bring together different stakeholders, and within these stakeholders we consider private sector as a very important partner. We consider the development partners as a very important component of the Hand-in-Hand initiative, and obviously this entire process is country-led and country-owned. So the Lao government actually decides what, where, and how.
Under the guidance and with the active participation of the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry of Laos, FAO helped to develop a detailed roadmap for the initiative, centered on three broad pillars: promoting sustainable commercial food and agroforestry systems, addressing structural poverty, hunger, and malnutrition, and building a conducive enabling environment.
Now, what is the role of FAO in this entire process? Is we are providing technical assistance to the government mainly but to other players, whether they are international donors, whether they are other development entities, or they are private sector and businesses, how to make it more profitable for everyone.
The roadmap also includes components of programming, outputs, and key investments along with estimated costs, potential partners, suggestions for implementation arrangements, and various other details of consideration by potential investors.
วงที่ว่ามีให้มีบงให้ผลมีให้ผลดีก็มี
A wide range of government entities, local and international organizations have contributed their insights to this roadmap as well. The initiative extends far beyond the traditional realm of FAO operation. In fact, Hand in Hand is envisioned as a call for support, partnership, and engagement from the target communities, as well as the private sector, international agencies, and resource partners to boost the economic development of the region, as well as generate impetus for the economic growth of the entire country. Moreover, the hand-in-hand approach and framework are not blueprints, but rather flexible mechanisms, adaptable to emerging opportunities and partnerships, building synergies with relevant ongoing and planned initiatives. Attracting investment from international partners and the private sector to develop the economic corridor will be key to achieving Lao PDR's national and sector policies. Its commitment towards the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, and will ultimately contribute towards the country's ongoing objective to graduate from least developed country status. According to him, FAO's Hand-in-Hand initiative was launched globally by the FAO Director General Chu Dong-yu in early 2020 as an evidence-based, country-led and country-owned undertaking to accelerate agricultural transformation and sustainable rural development. The initiative was first introduced to the government of Laos during Mr. Chu's visit to Laos in March 2020, and the Lao government chose to implement the initiative for the development of an economic corridor along the Laos-China railway line.
Something that we call the matchmaking. We connect the producers and other stakeholders in the areas of their interest. Somebody may be interested in rice, somebody may be interested in another agricultural commodity. So we bring these communities and other partners together through the matchmaking process. So that's simply explained the hand-in-hand initiative. So it's not a project, it's not one activity, but it's a set of and framework that different stakeholders, different players will undertake, and which is owned and led by the government of Lao PDR. So it's their activity. We are there just to provide technical assistance and support.
He said, adding, Hand in Hand seeks to support nations such as Laos in their policy goals and to bring them closer to the SDG targets, particularly reduction of extreme poverty, hunger, and malnutrition. To achieve these objectives, the initiative seeks to create partnerships with a broad range of governmental and non-governmental partnerships and reach out beyond traditional development paradigms. As Lao farmers and policymakers embrace the opportunities and challenges in their efforts to transform the country's food systems and achieve its sustainable development goals, FAO's Hand-in-Hand initiative offers to help Laos leave no one behind. Supaksaran Silapit, LNTV English News Team reports.